to lay down. Ow, do not bite me. Stop resisting. Kitty, I'm serious. I'll get you in a headlock. Okay? Calm down. You're getting into the shot. Act happy. And look at the camera. Do not bite me. This is embarrassing me. Okay. Watch the paw. Here's a little method. Kitty, that's enough. Calm down. The whole world is watching, Kitty. The whole world is watching you. Do you understand? Do you understand? You've gone too far. You're a thief, Kitty. A thief. You understand? Do you know how much cat food you've stolen? Look at the world and explain to them what's going on. I'm trying to watch TV. Calm down. Yeah, put my hand right here. Stop. The whole world. The whole world, Kitty. They're watching you. Do you understand? Calm down. I know I have 20,000 views for each one. I know Google's lying. Now, Kitty, I'll just play with this tail right here. I know you like it secretly. Okay, he's mad. Yeah, he's a tomcat. Watch out here. Okay, that's enough. He's got coming this way. I'm gonna get you. Okay, Nation of Ulysses. Helen Skelter. It's a heart. It's kind of cool. Gerard Kosloy with a heart. Room completely trashed. It's like if Kurt Cobain lived there. Kitty, would you please try to be a little bit disciplined and enjoy it? Look at the ears. Look at the ears. I've known cats for more than 30 years. I've known cats more than 40 years. I've known cats a very long time, and you're one mean kitty. Do you understand what that means? You are mean. And he's scratched me. He's hit me plenty of times. Look at my arm right here. Okay, calm down. Okay, anyway, I'm watching something weird on YouTube. Listen, try an exercise, Will. Run around in a circle. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, try to clean yourself. Go ahead. We want to watch. Yeah, lay back and attempt it. Try some sit-ups. Do you know how many sit-ups I do in the morning? Huh? Or in the afternoon, more like it, when I wake up? Kitty, I'm talking to you. Do something. You're just sitting under my writing chair. You know what you want to do? When I walk over here, this is what you want to do. Here's my new boxers. I get on and start writing. Look at this. Look what he does. Look at this. It's horrible. My feet are doing this as I'm writing. Because it doesn't, look at this. He doesn't let me. He has to go in the bedroom. Do something. Do a sit-up. Get up on your feet. Be a cat. Not a fat, lazy mouse. You know what I'm talking about? He smells those squirrels outside. Looks for his lover. Or, his ex-lover out there waiting. We could play footsie. There you go. There you go, kitty. There you go. Look at that kitty. 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 You're shaving off some of that weight, kitty. It's sad. It's a sad situation. So I'm limiting his food right now. He's got a little bit right there. It's sad. Absolutely sad. Have you seen The Well, Aaron Darnofsky? Have you ever seen it? Pizzas delivered to the door. We know about you. Using that new cat app. What's it called? Cat Grub? Yeah. You get on the phone with this little paw. Gets on the phone with this little paw, like right here. Starts dialing on the phone. With his little paw. Ow, he bit me good. He got me good right there. Come here, come on, play along. Come on, you're part of the show, come on. Look at this little brat kitty. You have no discipline. Look at that. You're lucky to be alive. Move over this way. He's a stray. I'm picking up a stray and trying to teach him to be an actor. Here, watch over this way. Where's he at? Yeah, that's what I thought. Evil cat. I'll learn to like you eventually. All right, June 8th, 2023. We're dealing with a hike of 2 hours and 7 seconds, 38 milliseconds. That's basically, well, it's about the same as it was, a little bit faster, but that's a 7 mile hike that I go on. So 7 miles is the hike. So I could speed it up. I could get that a little bit quicker, or I could go a little bit further. All right, but remember, in Texas heat, there's one thing that you always want to make sure of. It's one thing right here. It's the magic thing of life. You always want to make sure you get plenty of water. So our goal by the end of summer is to be at least 170 pounds on the dot. All right, kitty, no sneaking back in the bedroom. I shut the door. You've got the scratching post, the whale shark tunnel, and your cat condo. So enjoy your day. I'll be back 5, 6, 7 hours, depending on how long I want to work tonight. All right? You have a good one. All right, 178,985 miles on the speedometer, 95 degrees Fahrenheit. It is June 8th. 2023. Welcome back to the Please Subscribe show. You're still watching, good. So we're gonna probably go once again. I'm trying to think. Maybe I will go to Central Market or Jason's to LA. I'm trying to think. Nah, we'll save some money. We'll go to Central Market, save some money, eat at the Hilton, and we'll be headed out a little late today. Probably about a 30-minute late run. So we're gonna get the late night shifts. We may work a later night tonight. So anyway, we're headed there now, and I'll keep in touch with you. There we go. All right, Marty Leonard Chapel, created by E. Fay Jones, the apprentice of Frank Lloyd Wright. You come right here to Washington. I'm sorry, this is not Washington. I'm sorry. This is Chapel Hill Square in Fort Worth. It's a beautiful chapel. It's a wedding chapel and a community chapel. And they have a Lena Pope home and a great atrium. It's also got a little basement area too. And there's cats all around it if you like cats. Check it out. And we're gonna get a little salad in Central Market. A couple things really quick. They do have a Legendary Taste of Texas on June 7th through the 20th. So it's going on right now. It's a chow down in Cowtown. Join Saturday, June 10th. So food and fun for Texas strolls. Also, they have a cooking school. So here's the schedule. Right now, we'd be on June 8th, or around that area. Here's the 9th, mixology. Home bartending. This could be interesting right here. It's at 6 p.m. I might can make a vlog out of one of these. Make time tamales is on the 10th. Homemade pizza, filled pasta, 5 p.m. On the 14th, they're doing southern fish fries, starting at 6:30. That might be something cool. Kids bring breakfast at 9 a.m. on the 15th. Argentina Steakhouse, 6:30 p.m. The 17th is Asian grilling. I guess with Dad. I don't know who Dad is, but someone named Dad, or I guess it's Asian grilling, parent, children. This also on the June 22nd, they're doing Teens Italian fresh pasta, and the 23rd, Nashville hot chicken. 24th is just Asian dumplings, and the 25th is make time tamales. These are all like cooking classes. And the 28th, you have an Argentine steakhouse. Here's a scan right here. If you want to learn how to cook, you know, free culinary school, Central Market.
Nora Jones is the hardest one because her voice carries so incredibly. So I hope I don't get a claim on it, but with all the noise in the crowd, I don't think they can really decipher it. Depends on how their AI program is on catching copyright. It does bother me because I got a copyright claim just the other day. I had to put it on private. There's one where my car got rear-ended. These are good, but just one of them, you know? Since that Jason Sally over there wants to criminally trespass me, we'll be eating our salad from Central Market in this Hilton Garden Inn at Fort Worth Medical. Retirement Planners of America are here, but one of the guys says I can't really talk about them, so I don't know if they're like Colonial Penn or Fidelity Investments. But anyway, so we had some lemonade at the front lobby counter. Put a little bit of raspberry in it, so it's like raspberry lemonade. They have these little things at Central Market that probably they need to be aware of, and I had some problems with it. I used a rubber band right here, but they have these things at the very end that kind of come out, and the juice from the salad will leak out. So, another thing too that I always forget is that when I de-yolk the eggs, the egg yolk can get like pretty much everywhere. But I did get pesto, so, and I didn't get as much as I usually did. So I'm thinking this salad alone with the de-yolk eggs is no more than 1,100 calories. I could be off on that. So the biggest part is where do I put the yolk? Right there it is, right there. So I'll just put it over here. And that one's yolk. So that should be 45 calories just with the egg, and then everything else I'm thinking about 900 to 1,000. Trying to get rid of all the fat. And calories on these, they're saying 23 to 26 calories. So if we say 23 calories each, then one would be 46 calories. So roughly 50. So this would be 150 calories. Then we've got the pesto, which is about 50. The egg and egg, which is 100. So we're dealing with 200 plus that'd be 350. This right here alone is going to be 100, so it'd be 450. Probably right there is about maybe 500, 6, 700. Got the tomatoes, maybe 750 plus the mushrooms. This could be like a 900 salad, 900 calorie salad with the drink. Probably about a total of 1,000 calories. So probably about 1,000 calories. Regular fork. Chicken. Ham. Egg. Broccoli. Mushroom. Bell pepper, pesto, and some spinach. All right, so got one at Jason's Deli right next door. I did a pre-made one because the guy in there doesn't really like me that much. I'm gonna wear a mask, just go in there and pay for it and run out. And I'll drop it off at your doorstep. But I picked up an egg crate container. He threatened to call the police on me and have me trespassed. So that stuff can happen. Let me just put it this way. I'm probably not the only actor out there that's been trespassed. Anyway, I'm gonna go into Jason's Deli. I haven't been yet at that Jason's Deli. He just threatened to, but I'm just picking up an order and leaving. His name's Chase. He's kind of headstrong. Jason's Deli, he's not gonna let me do the order. So he's threatening to call the police. But what's funny is as I left, he goes, go steal another tip jar. So I go, oh, so you watch the show. So he's like secretly watching my show. Did not. This is the first time I ever thought about this in my entire life. But I left the Jason's Deli right there. He actually watches the show. Is that not amazing? He goes, go steal another tip jar. Wait, for the record, I did not steal the tip jar. I don't have the tip jar. I don't even know who has the tip jar. Probably the guy that got me in the headlock got it. A fun fact too, if Chase calls 911, they'll arrest Chase. True story. You can only call 911 on an emergency situation. If you call them because you dislike somebody, they'll actually arrest you. You can't use the police to get off on hurting other people. The police are not henchmen. So if you're upset with someone and you're just like, well, it's not really an emergency, I just don't like this person, they'll actually arrest the person that calls 911. Because 911 is only for emergency. So, I don't know what his problem is, but he's covered in these like gang style tattoos. So we're gonna get the Jason's Deli though, but we're just gonna go to another one. So we'll be right back. All right, so we're headed down the road to the next Jason's Deli, and we'll pick up your, I believe you got I think it was a tuna fish sandwich with croissant, buttered croissant. I think you might have got tomato on it, but you did get leafy lettuce. I remember that. And you got a chocolate, some type of chocolate cake. So we're gonna pick it up and drop it off at your doorstep. I'm just gonna use someone else besides Chase. You know, these managers don't need to act that way in these restaurants, because when they act that way, they end up losing their jobs, because it depends on who they do this to. They can't just go around and be a soup Nazi to everyone. That's what Chase is. He's a soup Nazi. No soup for you. No soup for you. Here's another thing too about the whole criminal thing. That shouldn't faze you as a person. You know, people that go, you're a thief or you're a criminal, that shouldn't faze you. Paul was the chief of criminals. He was known as the chief of sinners. Really, that's what that lady was saying. You're a sinner. Well, Paul was the chief of all criminals. He was the chief of all sinners. Chief of all sinners. So he was the chief of all sinners. He was the worst person in the world. And his name was Saul. And he held the coat of Stephen as they martyred him. Because they martyred Stephen because Stephen was a saint. So Stephen did something wrong. So all the Pharisees and Sadducees are the ones that were there, picked up rocks and threw it at Stephen until Stephen died. He was called Saint Stephen. And at the time, Saul held the coat of Stephen. You know what that means? It means that he did not allow Stephen to wear his coat that protected them from the rocks. A coat was like a thick garment, almost like armor in a way. So he took his armor away from him so that the rocks would kill him, and watched him die. He watched his, this person named Stephen, who was a saint, he watched him die as they stoned him to death for being what they thought was a criminal. He was martyred. And you know what happened to Saul? Well, he was on the road to Damascus and lightning struck. And he was the chief of all criminals, the chief of all sinners, the most evil person in the world. And what did Jesus Christ say to Saul? Saul, why do you persecute me? He went slightly blind, or he went pretty much blind, and knew the name of Jesus Christ at that moment. He heard his voice. Really, he knew Christ at that moment. And he completely changed. He became Paul. And he decided to write most of the Bible in epistle form. So letters to the churches. I fear no man, because I work for Jesus Christ. Many are persecuted because of that. And if you're called a criminal, don't let it faze you. You can change just like a lightning strike on the road to Damascus. And all of a sudden you look up and you know immediately that you are a servant of Christ. And it doesn't matter what happens to you at that point and what they call you. Now, you don't want to go off and do a stunt like I did. You don't want to do that, because then, it can cost you some money. And I didn't take the tip jar. I have to be honest with you. I don't have their money. But anybody can just take a tip jar and just give it to anybody. You can walk up to anybody on the street and give them $20. Happens every day. And there's nothing illegal about it. But you could probably hand them a 20 and then call the cops and tell the cops, oh, well, he took my 20. And then the cops can persecute you, which they're not really supposed to persecute anybody. Regardless, you can give anybody your tip jar if you want. But now I have learned that that you may make a mistake. Like smoking weed, for example, people worship that. Well, it's the wrong influence. You're under the wrong influence when you do that. When you drink too much, you become under the wrong influence. There's all types of sin. So what you do is you say, Jesus Christ, please forgive me. Renew me and make me see the world again. Now, can you do that in the courtroom? They don't really like it because they're a bunch of like atheists or crazy people. But you could, people have forgiven murderers. They've forgiven sinners and thieves. People have been forgiven. Unfortunately, our country's lost, and we don't live by Christian standards. We live by devil standards, and that's not good. We need to learn to change. And a good king is one that pardons and is forgiven. Let's go get your Jason's Deli. I wish it wouldn't work. Anyway, this is the other one. Oh, well. All right. Well, this is fine right here. So looks like this one works just as good as the other ones. Explain some things. This is the reason why I'll have to go pay a fine for their alleged accusing me of the tip jar. Everything happens for a reason, okay? You're not going to get through this life clean slate always. You're going to run into some type of problem. Of course, mine is stupid. We're talking about $20, but still we're going to face it. And this is the reason I had to drive all the way across town to this Jason's Deli, which worked. It's because of forgiveness. Okay, so here, let's replay the whole thing with the cops. They asked me, well, why did you do that? Well, I don't want to explain that in that situation because in the Constitution, it states that you don't have to criminate yourself. So first of all, the answer is, I don't have the tip jar. I don't know where the tip jar is. So that's the truth. I don't know where the tip jar is. Okay, that's the first thing. Where is the tip jar? Well, they probably found it, so they know it's safe. And they returned my property, which they stole, which is my phone and my car keys. They did steal it. Technically, they did. They did assault me and hurt my neck during the assault. And that has to be compensated for because you gotta know about your priorities before you jump on top of someone and start choking them. Because that guy could be in serious trouble. Because they could say, yes, you made a citizen arrest, we understand that, but you also hurt this man. And it's obsessive force because cops can go to jail for that. You know, you can go to jail if you're a cop and you use obsessive force. That means too much force and you hurt somebody. In my case, I had photographs of how I hurt myself. Now, let's say if the cops went, listen, we know you got hurt. We know you don't have the tip jar because you don't. So we're going to forgive you. So here's the criminal trespass. You sign it because anybody can criminally trespass anyone for any reason at all. I could criminally trespass you for any reason at all. Anybody can. So you sign the criminal trespass and okay, that's fine. The other one, of course, I didn't sign because I didn't have the tip jar. So I say, look, you don't have it. They have it. We know what happened, or we think we know what happened. Of course, there could have been a lookalike that went in there just like you. You could have planned this whole thing. But regardless, we forgive you. So we'll just let it go, which is kind of what they did anyway. But they have to make money. So now I have to do my service for the community. So if I have to pay them money, then that's karma on my side, which I probably will have to do. And we'll talk about all of that and the silliness of everything because now it's part of the show and people are watching. But remember, forgiveness can really cut the corners and help us in a lot of situations. If you forgive others, let's say if something really bad happened, because the guy, when he got into the car, he pressed me up against this right here. And this was hurting my side. And I was pushed over this way. And he was choking me. And I asked the cop, well, what about if he killed me? Would that be a citizen's arrest? Because people have killed other people giving a citizen's arrest. We've seen that on national news. And I don't watch the news anymore. But we have seen it happen. So you got to get your priorities straight. You don't go run off and kill someone over $20. Did that cop kill George Floyd over $20? Yeah, we watched it happen. It really happened. He did not allow him to breathe. He died on the spot. And the whole world went crazy because of it. Get your priorities straight. Don't flip out over $20. Do not flip out over that. The karma will come back to you and you'll get it back sevenfold. If they were to give me the $20, they didn't have to. But I was planning on giving it to a friend. But regardless, I didn't have it. So I don't know who got it. I don't know if the guy that attacked me got it. I don't know if the cops got it. I don't know if it went back to Stephanie Vasquez. I don't know who got it. Nobody knows who got it. I know that one of their employees walked up and said, I don't care. I don't give an F about this guy. Did he get it? Everyone was looking for it. So these things happen for a reason. Stuff happens for a reason. And it's how you respond to it. So should he have pushed me in the car? No, because he could have injured me horribly. And the tip jar was not in my car ever. It never made it into the car. It was somewhere like, I don't know where it went. He grabbed it. So, and also another thing, I could have turned around in a second and went, look, I want you guys to have this back. I was only joking. It was only a prank. Just in 1 second. So anyway, we learn from the incidents. We learn from things that we have to have forgiveness. We have to pardon and have forgiveness, or our country will fail to work. And it is failing. Our country's failing. The New Liberty Party will forgive. The New Liberty Party puts forgiveness first. That's what we do. Let's be a forgiving country again. Let's be a country that puts God first again. And separate that line between church and state. Let's allow us to pray in private if we need to. Let's be good people again and put forgiveness first. that means you're putting Jesus Christ first. So here's the thing. Let's say you accidentally do something stupid and someone does make a citizen's arrest and they hurt you and the cops show up. You want to criminally trespass that person that hurt you. And then you get their information and then you give that to the law office to sue them later. So I didn't do that in this case. I learned from my lesson, or I learned from this lesson. But the guy hurt me. So he pushed me up against this thing. He put his hand around my neck and began choking me where I couldn't breathe. He ruined my glasses, so my glasses snapped. I'll show it to you. My glasses snapped and cut me right here because he put too much pressure on me, and he was pushing me down this way and choking me. So I should have had him criminally trespassed from me. Then I could have got his information and then gave that to the law offices, because I don't know the guy's name. But Stephanie Vasquez knows his name, and whether he's in jail or not, we don't know. I don't know. I don't know the outcome of it. But if I would have got his name, then I could have sued him in civil court. But I did ask for his name, and he did not provide his name, did he? So there's a good chance that he could be a criminal, but it doesn't make him, it doesn't make him a loser. He can still turn his life over to Jesus Christ and become a servant of the Lord. So it doesn't stop with, oh, you're a criminal and I am not, I'm a saint. We've all fallen short of the glory of the Lord. So calling someone a criminal does not cut it. You know, it's not, because they can change. You have the ability to change just like that. And we're only here on this planet in a bat of an eye, and then it's all over. Everything leaves. Your house, all the people that you know, your children are gone. Everything that you thought was there is gone in a heartbeat, because life can go away very, very quick, right? So you might as well now turn your life over to Jesus Christ and ask him to come into your life so that you can work for the Lord, so that you can serve the Lord, right? So you can do his work. The real reason why people criminally trespass is because they don't want to know about Jesus Christ. So we're all children of God. We're all his children. So why would you criminally trespass your brother? You'd want them to know about Jesus Christ. A Christian doesn't trespass anyone. They forgive them, because it says in the Bible, forgive our trespasses as we forgive those that trespass upon us. And that's just another English version. So forgive our trespasses as we forgive those that trespass. Right? So we forgive. That's the right way. So you got to get it straight. You got to learn the right way. And then you move forward. It's really difficult now to be a Christian. We've got a lot of cameras and things that are going to hurt you as a Christian. But remember that in the Lord's Prayer, he's going to talk, we can talk in the New Testament about debts, trespasses, and we can talk about sin. So whenever you're saying your prayer, however you want to say it, you don't always have to, I mean, the Catholic are probably going to always say the same prayer, and more power to them when it comes to the Lord's Prayer. The Protestants and the Catholics share that same prayer. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today our daily bread. Forgive our sins as we forgive those that sin upon us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, power, and glory. Amen. Now, you can change it from debts to trespasses or debts to sin. Really, sin is the best one to use, because everyone will understand that. Forgive our sins as we forgive those that sin upon us. People can sin upon you. They can trespass upon you, okay? They can also, debts can be put upon you from other people, but you're to forgive those debts just as you hope and you wish and you pray that they forgive your debts, because debts can be forgiven. So the word debt, the word trespass, and the word sin is interchangeable in the prayer. It can be. Most of the times, I think many Catholics will use debt. So forgive our debts as we forgive those that we owe, you know, or I don't know how it works. Forgive the debts as we, and forgive the debts just as we forgive those that have debts, or forgive our debts just as we forgive others' debts. Forgive our sins as we forgive others' sins. Forgive our trespasses as we forgive other trespasses. So we learn as we go. But unfortunately, in this world today, trespass charges, ask a cop every day. Boom, boom, boom. Trespass this, trespass that, trespass this, trespass that. Best thing to do is to take lessons from Greg Goldston the mime. And do not steal. Also follow the 10 Commandments. Let's get dove right there, just landed. It's a white dove. You don't see those very often. It's got some speckles on it. It's trying to get up that little curve. There he goes. It's a real dove, though. That's what's funny. That's what flew over Jesus when he was baptized by John. A dove flew over his head. There's been a lot of controversy about police officers, and I have to say that I can change, you know. But one thing I want to say is, in a case like that where a guy's choking you and he's got you pinned, you think of the police very differently. Because at that moment, I didn't care about all the charges. I didn't care about whatever they were going to accuse me with. I didn't care. It was better for the police to show and sort everything out. And that's what they did. Because when the police showed up, he went around the car then, right? He knew what to do when the police showed up. He presented himself in front of the police. Then I was able to talk to the medic and get some water and my wound treated with some antiseptic. And I put some, later on I put some, I'll show you some of this stuff because I know I show you like everything. I use this stuff right here. I was able to put some of this stuff on it, Neosporin, right here. It's a triple antibiotic. It's very good. And they gave me water. The cops made sure everything was okay. They did detain me, but I didn't have to ask. I didn't say, you know, you guys detained me. Of course they were. And I waited. The supervisor was called, but the lead officer, Shoek, did a tremendous job. I praise him. Good job. He basically said, we don't need the supervisor. They issued all the paperwork they needed to issue, and we've all moved on. Nobody was, I was hurt, but nothing major came of all of it. It was all just rage and ignorance. And I think on their side. Because I was like, look, man, you can have whatever you want, whatever it is you're trying to get back. That's fine. You know, I'd tell him anything. That's what I told the side officer. I didn't know what his name was, but he was kind of a light-headed. He had light hair and kind of stocky. Well, I talked to him. He was very stern and quiet. I talked to him and I said, look, I was telling him whatever he wanted to hear, so that he would, you know, stop basically choking, because he was choking me at one time. At one time, he did cut off the air, and that's whenever everything went tunnel vision. When he first got on me and first got it on my back, he began to choke me where I couldn't breathe. I think he did that to let me know that, you know, I can kill you over this, you know. Give me a break, you know. Imagine if we were all at a hot dog event or something, whatever you call. Let's say we were at a picnic and people were making hot dogs and there was a tip jar there and some kid ran off with it and everyone tackled him and started choking him. That wouldn't be a Christian event, now would it? Because what about the kid goes, nah, I'm just joking, here's your tip jar back, you know. What if I did this just as a social, you know, experiment kind of thing? Anyway, we'll deal with all the fines. We'll talk about that later, probably later on. We'll deal with all that stuff. July's coming up, July 4th, all that wonderful stuff's coming up. So we're really going to have to keep an eye out. I've been assaulted before. This is not the first time I was assaulted. I wrote a book about it called Chin. I was assaulted at a Burger King. The guy punched me. I called the police. They didn't show up in time, so I left. The guy ran off in the street somewhere, and that happened in Dallas. This time it was in Fort Worth. This was a little bit worse maybe, but no, I don't know. They were both pretty bad, you know, because if that guy knocked me out or something, and, you know, anything could have happened, but he didn't. He wasn't able to. But you have to keep your distance. You have to be weary. It makes me want to go out there and get a gun or whatever, and I'm not going to reveal that information. But it makes you want to think, oh man, but a situation like that, you don't want to use any type of lethal sidearm over something so stupid. Reason with that guy wants to wrestle, I've taken jiu-jitsu, that's fine. We can go toe-to-toe. I'll call the police, we'll go toe-to-toe, let's get this over with. you know, here's my elbow, here's my, you know, here's my thing, you know, whatever you have to do, and then the police show up. It's better not to strike them because they'll show the marks. They took photos of the marks and everything. So they took photos of the finger right here. Ahead. They took photos of this finger, and they also took photos of what happened to the neck, I think. It did turn red throughout like a couple of days. It's gotten better. They also took photos of this thing right here. So anyway. They can be friend or foe in a heartbeat.